guys, welcome back. My name is Sandra. Thanks so much for joining me today. So right now I am talking about a series that I created on my channel called Review My Stash. And so basically I'm going through all of my makeup products and talking about each of them in every single category. So I will link the entire collection, the entire playlist here in case you guys want to check out other products that I have and my thoughts on them. But today we're going to talk about concealers and specifically the concealers that I own. So I don't really know where to start, but I'm going to talk about concealers as well as eye primers. I feel like that is an important thing to talk about because I feel like maybe eye primers aren't really talked about enough. People feel like they can just use concealer. A lot of YouTube videos that I've watched in the past, people have just used concealer. And I guess it's like, if that's all you have on hand, that is still a valid option. But I feel like eye primers are a little bit more tacky, so they allow the eyeshadow to stick better. So let's take a look. I'm going to start with eye primers. These are a little bit older, and these are the MAC Pro Longwear paint pots. I've got the shade Soft Ochre, which is like my everyday go-to shade, and Layin Low, which I was watching Hindash's channel, and he was talking about if you want to start like a smoky eye, this is a really good way to do it on somebody who's like got lighter skin, because it kind of gives that like base where it's already the color is a little bit darker. So anyway, I was bought into it. I was sold. I got 2 of them, but for me it doesn't really matter because this is kind of my skin tone anyway. I do prefer lighter shades though, because basically, like if you guys know the technique of like basically you put white polish on your nails and you put a color on top, the color, the proper color is just going to showcase so much better because you're putting it on top of a white base. If you put the color on your natural nails, it doesn't show through as bright or as vivid. So the same idea is for your eyes. When you're putting on shadow, if you use an eyeshadow base, it actually makes the shadow pop a little bit more. Also, I feel like along with being a little bit more like eye primers compared to concealers, they're a little bit less liquidy. So they're a little bit more dry. And I've had these 2 for a long time. So they actually have dried down quite a bit. They actually separate from the walls, which you can see here. But I love this product and I'll just continue using it until it stops working or until it's gone. This one's a little bit newer, but you can see how much more pink that is. So it's good, especially if you are a makeup artist, to have a lot of different products in your collection so that you can use it on different skin tones. Okay, so another one that I have is, let's see, that's not actually concealer. This one is actually all gone. There's a little bit left here, so I've kept it. My favorite eye primer of all time. It's the Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer. The shade is Ignite. I just checked on the website yesterday, and it is all sold out, so I'm so sorry. But they do have other shade colors, but this is like the best one because it's so light. But yeah, unfortunately, it's all sold out right now, but this is my favorite of all time. Okay, so then I also have, now this is an eye primer. We also should talk about like under eye brighteners too. But before we do that, I've got a couple more here. This is the Rare Beauty Eye Primer. It's just simply, that's all it is. Rare Beauty Eye Primer. This one, you know what? Between this one and the Fenty one, I'm not as big of a fan, to be quite honest. And I don't know why. But other people like Angela Bright, she swears by this one. So I think it just depends on your skin. Another one, again, I'm not super like hung up on this one. Like I don't love this. It's the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the anti-aging version, because I was like, oh, perfect. So it's obviously Urban Decay. I was like, perfect. Like it's going to help me because I'm aging, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like it. I also don't like this one. So that is what it is. The last eye prep set that I have is my Makeup by Mario Master Eye Prep and Set in the shade Light. It's an eye primer kit. Again, you've got your, you can use this actually for regular concealer. You can use it for eyeshadow base, or you can use it to brighten your eyes with this pink shade. And then it's got a powder that you can use to set it before you put your eyeshadow on. So I like this. The reason I bought this is because it was on sale, and I actually haven't used this a whole lot. All right, so now let's talk about things that are supposed to lighten under eye circles. This is Brighteners, and you can actually get different types of concealer. It's a concealer still, but its purpose is a little bit different. So say for example, you have really, really dark under eyes and you put on concealer and your under eyes still show through. I've known quite a few people who have this issue. You want to get tones, like for example, if you have a green concealer, it's a color corrector. It's meant to tone down the redness of your face. So if you're really bad rosacea, you want to put a little bit of green tone on that area to tone it down. I get really pink throughout the cheek area, especially if I'm filming in front of my hot cameras, in front of my lights. So I don't actually have a green toned product, but that is what you would use. So the first one that I have here is the shade Peach. This is the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer, shade Peach, and it's meant to put underneath your eyes to hide the troublesome dark circles. And then you put concealer, regular color concealer on top. So the Peach shade hides the darkness. And if you have, this actually does work. I just don't really have that dark of eye circles right now, but it does work really nice. And I really like the Magic Star Concealer by Jeffree Star. Plus the packaging is kind of cute. Okay, another one is this Caliray Hideaway. It's called Golden Hour. And it's brightening, hydrating under eye serum concealer. So they call it a concealer, but it's a brightening concealer. So if your under eye circles aren't that bad, you can use this on its own, but I do use it just to brighten, and then I add a regular concealer on top. So the last one I want to talk about in this category is my Nars Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in the shade Night Swan. So this is really bright. You can use this under regular concealer, or what I sometimes like to do is just add a little bit in the inner corner for like an actual brightening, but instead of being a shadow or a sparkly shadow or a highlighter, you're using an eye brightener. So it's kind of the same idea. You can use it on top of your regular concealer and it just gives that little bit of brightness. It's a really nice product. And Nars, like, I don't know what it is, but these pot concealers, they're really, really good. And everybody who uses them swears by them. Okay, so now we're going to get into all of my regular concealers. These are my regular concealers. I switch out daily. Like, I love these products. I don't know what it is, but I love concealer. I don't know why. So again, we're talking about the Nars. This is a pot concealer, and it's called the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Light 2.6 Cafe con Leche. I love this product. It's a little bit drier, but you can use it all over to spot conceal. So sometimes when I'm not feeling like doing foundation, pick a concealer that is close to your natural skin tone and just kind of like spot conceal everywhere, under the eyes, around the nose, any spots you want to conceal. And it just makes everything look 100% better without having a full face of makeup. Kind of like these better for that because it's not liquid. It doesn't move around as much. And I wish that I could get more colors in this Nars concealer because the Complete Concealer is a really good product. Okay, so now as for the rest of my concealers, they are liquid. And one thing I want to say is, like how I was talking about how this is a little bit drier product, another way of getting around that if you have a liquid concealer is you simply put on the concealer in the spot that you want covered and let it sit for a few minutes. Let it dry down so it gets a little bit tacky, and then blend it out using your either makeup sponge or your brush or even your fingertips. I personally don't like using fingers because I just don't like the mess on my hands. Each to their own, however, works better for you. The first one I'll talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer in the shade 10. This one's okay. I'm not raving about this, not because it's not a great product. There are just other concealers that I like better. And because I'm a YouTuber and I make videos, I like having a variety of products that I can try, and I kind of go back and I use different products, and it's just kind of fun for me. But for, I guess this probably wouldn't be the top concealer that I would recommend. Okay. So my current fave, actually, this is like, I swear, I love this product. It's like, I have lots of products that are like, I absolutely love, but this one has just been one I've been reaching for every single day. And it's the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Concealer. So a lot of a lot of companies nowadays are adding skincare into their products. So it's good for your under eyes. I've got the shade Atelier Light 3, and I don't know, it's so compact and it feels expensive. It smells good. Um, it's a heavy like glass container, so it just feels good. I don't think there's a lot of product in here, but I don't know. I really like Westman Atelier products, and this is so compact. I keep thinking it's a lip gloss, but it's actually a concealer. Okay, so another one of my absolute fave products, and I love this, like hands down, this is like right up there with like Westman Atelier, is my Kosas concealer. I've got 3 shades, and I've actually got another one in the shade, like a duplicate shade that I use most often. But I have 3 shades that range over winter and summer. 004, I'm using that one today. So it's not super bright, but it is quite nice, and I use it all the time. I've also got 05, which is a little bit darker. And then I've got, this one is called 5.5. And so, and they're all neutral shades. I don't know if you can see those, but they just go a little bit darker, a little bit darker. But this is probably the 04 is my most used shade. And they just blend out so nice, and they're so nice. Like they don't crease. I feel like they don't crease. And I don't have serious wrinkles on my under eyes. My problem is more my forehead expression lines. So now I only have one of these on hand that I've opened. I do have backups that have not been opened yet, but like I would say like 5 or 6 years ago, this used to be my diehard, like go-to. I would always reach for this every single time. It is my Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. So you can get it in different colors, and it's a contour concealer. You can use it as a contour as well. I use it as a highlighter, and this shade is really bright. I've got the shade Light Neutral, but I also have Light Sand, which is also bright but more yellow. So I use it as a brightening color. And I first heard about it on Emily Jean Beauty. On her videos like 5 or 6 years ago. Now she does more vlogging stuff, but she was starting with makeup back when she was younger. So this, if you want a fuller coverage, this is amazing. It's not supposed to crease. I do find it creases a little bit, but again, the more product you use, you're going to get creasing because you've got excess product. So my recommendation is only use as much product as you need. If you use a little bit, you can always add more, but if you have too much product, it's harder to take it off. Okay, so another one of my really good concealers, although this one does crease. It's not so, like everybody says that their concealers don't crease, but they do. It just depends on like how many wrinkles you have under your eyes, how much product you put on, a lot of different things, right? But I do love Jeffree Star. I love Jeffree Star's products, and like I've got a whole bunch of colors here in his Magic Star Concealer. So I've got my darkest shade is C16, my lightest shade is C13. So the C13 is a little bit pinker. I've got C14, which is a little bit more yellow, and that's probably my ideal shade, kind of like Light Sand from Tarte. And then I've got C15, which is like my summer shade, or C16, I guess, is also a summer shade, but probably C15 is the one that I would use for like every day to touch up if I wanted to not use foundation and just wanted to hide my sunspots or whatnot. I'd probably use that shade. But again, the packaging is a little bulky, but it is cute. You can see this star broke off because that's my one that I most use, C14. But yeah, I love these. Like they're so pretty. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if it was these that smelled good. No, the concealer still smells like concealer, but the powder smells good. Go back and watch my powder video. Okay, so now we're down to the last couple here. I've got one Rare Beauty. This one also creases. I feel like it's kind of comparison to like Fenty Beauty. I don't know why. Fenty Beauty was a big no for me. I did have it and I sent it back. Rare Beauty is a bit better. I do like Rare Beauty products a lot more. Between Rare Beauty and Kosas, they're like my 2 products that span a lot of different types of makeup that I have the most of, if that makes sense. This is the shade 240 Warm. So again, like I'm a neutral, but I can get away with wearing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So this is a good shade color for me. I just don't tend to reach for it as often. The next one, again, I've got the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in this satin finish. This is the shade Light Beige. It's a little bit darker, so I would probably use this more in summer, or like I think it's actually broken down. So this is like the first product I've seen that actually looks like it's, I don't know, it's weird. I have to stir it. It looks like it's broken down. So maybe when I like take it out, it's got a really big, it actually smells funny. I feel like this one might be garbage because that should not be, I don't think that's normal. I don't think it should smell like that. but the e.l.f. Hydrating Camel Concealer in Satin Finish is a nice product. The last, we're down to the last 4 now. So I've got also the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer and Brightening and Hydrating Cream Serum Concealer. It's hard to see this because it's so small. And the shade is N6. So I feel like this is a little bit dark for me. I feel like you need to go down a little bit, like, or get brighter. I got this from it wasn't the Ulta site, it was Beautylish. They do not have the High Glam. Actually, they don't carry Natasha Denona products anymore from Sephora. I was shocked. So yeah, Natasha Denona no longer at Sephora, but you can get it from Beautylish, and Canadian, if you spend over a certain amount, it's free shipping. So you can get this from Beautylish. Again, apparently other people like swear by that, but it's just not one I reach for that often. I also have Haus Labs. Actually, this one's really good. I feel like it still creases a bit though. And it's it says Haus Labs, and it doesn't actually say, oh, here it is. Okay. Made in Korea. Nope. It doesn't say what type of concealer it is. It just says Haus Labs 13 Light Neutral Concealer. I really like this one. Yeah, this one's still good. It's light neutral, which is kind of like my range. So I have light neutral, that's like my tone, my color. So this is really good color for me, and I don't mind this. Like, this is a good one I would reach for when it's not like one of my other favorites like Kosas or Westman Atelier. Okay, so then I have this one here. This is Tower 28. You guys, I don't even remember when I bought this, but I don't think it was that long ago. This is it's too small to read. I cannot even read that. It says Serum Concealer. So the Tower 28 Serum Concealer, and I think it says 1E, but I have no idea if that's actually right. All I know is that when I look at it, it looks really, really light from the bottle. Like, this is what it looks like here. But actually it's probably not bad. Again, I haven't really reached for this one that much either, which is kind of funny. So I don't know. I don't know why. I should probably reach for it more often. And then the very last one that I have, this I know is way too light, but I thought, oh, perfect, I'll use it as a brightening concealer. This is the Makeup by Mario, and it is called the Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer in the shade 170. So again, it's supposed to be a brightening concealer, so instead of calling it brightening, he calls it awakening, which is, you know, it's fine. This one, I got it so light that it actually has tones of pink in it, so this is definitely a cooler shade, and I just feel like it's probably way too light for me. So this is probably one I would give to somebody with really like light skin. I might have to give that one away. But that is it for my concealers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are probably going to get into lipsticks and liners, and I know I haven't talked about setting sprays and primers. I don't know if I'll put primers and setting sprays together, but the products that I've got left in these videos is getting like smaller and smaller. So I'm doing the videos that I have like the most products in right now. So let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to see. We're not quite done yet with this series, so I'll keep going until we're done. But thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching these videos. I hope you enjoyed them. Please give them a thumbs up if you do. If you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing. Click on the bell button to be notified when I upload new videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. You